Yo, you are now watching Knicks Freestyle. I'm your main man, Nick Swagger, Uncle Freezie, introducing your main man, the dude that is so smart, we have to slow him down in order for you to digest his points. You know him as the smart homie. We call him the ghetto intellect. And introducing also the creator, the producer, the director, the all everything to everybody. Free Key!
Good, people. What's good? What's good? Love to those who know it. What's good?
Let me go ahead and
Let's
clear this
go.
up. First of all, it's not a Wednesday, but at this point, it don't even matter. Me and Keith said, Freezie, we need FaceTime. We need to let them know we have a show. And I got to be honest tonight, guys. I'm happy to be next to that guy. That guy there, he is solid. So I'm going to let him cook tonight. I'm going to get in here. I'm going to dig him a little bit. There's a couple things that I don't like. And me and Freezie connect on a certain levels. I don't know how much humility Freezie has today. But I can tell you, what that man saw, I didn't see 5 months ago. I did say Jalen Brunson will provide some normalcy. I thought 5 or 6 games, 42 wins top. Barring no injury, but you could clearly see this is a potential 50 today. This is a potential 50-win team. You shouldn't be talking about this team if they get it going in November 15th instead of December 9th. This season looks. We have the 5th best record in the NBA. The New York Knicks are 24-14 since we told Tibbs you should be fired. You had personal problems with Cam Reddish. You don't develop players. RJ is bad because you don't know how to use him. And all Tibbs did says, shh. A bunch of no-names are really good players. I'm going to let this man cook. I just wanted to get us into it. Free Keith, I do ask this of you as I hand you the microphone, my friend. What did you see? How could you help us kind of be more visionary with you in the future? But please, share with the people.
Bro. Number one, I'm not here to grandstand. I'm not here to grandstand like, I had some crystal ball, or I had some inside knowledge, or this, that, and the other. Like, what I always presented to people, right? What I always presented to people was the fact that, look, you have to keep your mind open to the possibility of another angle, of another side, like something that may be bigger than your narrative, or that may, like, you got to see how different parts of the puzzle work. If you're telling me that Randall got beef with RJ, or got beef in the locker room, but I'm watching the games for myself and I'm seeing these guys interact on the sideline, and they look like it's loving brotherhood, and they encouraging and supporting Randall through his bad play that season. I was like, that narrative don't ring out to me. I don't see that. A lot of my predictions are really just like being able to what's the word? Even let me get back to it. But you got to be able to suss. Huh?
Your prediction was able to manifest?
No. Like when you like when you put together context clues, like when you It was critical thinking. It was critical thinking. It was critical thinking skills that got me to where I was at. And like I hear what cats, I feel like I hear what fans were saying, and I feel like I would agree with them on the surface. But you got to look below the surface. And when I say look below the surface, I know that the 2 hours of basketball that I watch in any given day from the team, there's 10 to 20 hours of basketball that go on behind that, like, behind closed doors. Like I like Cam. I even liked what I saw of Cam. What I saw of Cam. I had big hopes for Cam. But when he disappeared from the lineup and all the fans is like, oh, Tibbs, this, that. Like, no. Tibbs has 30 plus years, 3+ decades of respected NBA basketball coaching. I'm supposed to believe that now he's gotten emotional and he's holding a grudge against a guy and won't play a guy that could potentially help him win a game? Nah, it don't shake out. It don't make sense. Something had to be going. In my mind, something went on in the background. And of course, it probably did. But I'm going to say this, the way it shook out, I look at those picks that we gave up, the pick that we gave up for Cam and the pick that we gave up to get Hart, I would have gave both of them to get Hart. Those two heavily protected picks, I would have gave both of them up to get Hart. Y'all see what he's doing? I feel like there's a bunch of moves that were made and cats really just jumped into the negative side of what they thought they were. Oh, they didn't get Spider. I don't know none of the backgrounds or nothing. The front office is incompetent. No, they conservative, and we're not used to that. They're going to jump for their opportunities, but they're not going to let the opportunity outprice what they're comfortable on playing. And I'm not mad at that, because look at the product. And this is what I was saying so I said it then and I say it now. I still think that we're looking at one of the best front offices that we've seen in 2 decades. I want somebody to fight me on that, because I'm gonna point to results. But nobody kind of wanted to give them that, because as much as fans was talking about, like, oh, I'm ready for, they just need to go ahead and have a slow rebuild and don't skip no steps. Y'all not really built for that. So these cats actually, to me, in my opinion, did an excellent job of managing young talent, and they may have not got the right vets with Evan and Kemba and Noel and this, that, and the other, but they did an excellent job of being able to mix the two, develop the young guys, and then get rid of the people that was not going to be part of it. Flexible contracts. We still got flexible contracts. Look at what Randall is doing. Y'all look at what Randall is doing right now. He's on a value contract. Value. Cats was saying Brunson was overpaid. Brunson's overpaid? This cat's making way more than him that's not doing the work he's doing right now. Right now, really the only cat that's looking like they might be an overpay, and I hate to say it, but yeah, it might be your boy RJ.
Stay positive.
Yeah, dude, look, let me tell you, RJ won me over last season. It was, I felt like there were some performances he had. I was like, okay, cool. I see the star in him. I see the budding star.
Keep you being a little too modest, and let's get to it. Let's turn this thing up, because maybe we could pull Freezie out, because I wouldn't mind Freezie coming out tonight.
Oh yeah, I went on.
Let me
no,
go ahead.
because I don't. Because today, you know why? You know why I'm trying to keep it cool. I'm trying to keep it cool. I'm not even going to go after the names and the people that was kicking my back in for
No.
just
I
being
have a specific topic.
for just being positive. But I gotta wait for the playoffs. That's my only thing right
No,
now. But go ahead.
no. I even got a more specific topic. Because even if we went out first round playoffs, what we see with the assets and where we're playing right now long term, there's no team in the NBA in a better position, and there's no team of the top 5 teams the last since December 9th, and we're one of them. Nobody has the assets and the leverage we have with their players going forward. They're not getting discounts to get that level of production. Even in this season, RJ is still on a rookie contract. We're still getting discount from him. Next year, the salary cap, that's a next year problem. And I think that now I see with some of the RJ supporters, so let's do this for RJ. And I'm going to behave myself going forward. Because I'm
an RJ supporter. I'm just a Knicks supporter first.
No, but hear me, Keith. What I'm saying is right now, let's deal with this season. And to say RJ is overpaid this season is not fair.
Okay, no.
Right?
I'd agree. I agree. Okay, if we're squaring it for this season, you're 100% correct. Yes.
If RJ fails in the first round of the playoffs, it was not a $100 million player. It was a rookie player on an extension. Now in the summertime, once the wounds start to heal, or whether you did or did not read, now you got to reevaluate that. But right now, we don't. Nobody wouldn't mind having RJ Barrett as a piece of their team at his salary today, right? What is it, to 12 million, 14 million, 15 million tops, probably. So I guess for me, the question becomes putting you guys right back into it. And I was with let's not do the trade. You know what? I'm fine the trade didn't go, especially since, in fact, I brought more to it. I said, I don't think Utah wanted to trade him to where he wanted to go. I don't think it was worth the Knicks tax to pay it. And not for nothing, Cleveland offered Utah a solid package. People told me I was crazy, and then Lauri Markkanen went on to make the All-Star game. So you can't say they traded an All-Star for an All-Star on the surface, period. So I think the only problem becomes if Donovan Mitchell somehow became Michael Jordan, and the Knicks couldn't win championships only merely because we did not have Donovan Mitchell. And then and only then can anybody say this trade was good or not good. If listen, until we win a championship, if Donovan Mitchell wins a championship before us, then that's the only way this trade. And I don't honestly, those chances are slim and none, which is probably why if I knew I could get Hart, they probably knew that was a potential. If they knew, like you said, now I got to keep thinking. This is why I'm comfortable walking away, because I couldn't see the plan B. Remember, Keith, I kept saying, you keep saying, no, ghetto, no, GI, I'm telling you, it's okay to walk away from that situation because we got more on the pipe. But when I wasn't seeing that the pipe is starting to get a little bit longer, I'm starting to see more light at the tunnel.
Because at that particular point, my feeling was, and it's still, and I feel like it's even truer today. Like it's really validating what it was then. Was like I loved, like even the position that we were negotiating from. We had two different avenues that were viable to go off it. Like yes, we want to get Spider and we want to go off on that road, but like we don't want to overpay for him. And if we for some reason can't get him, there was a viable second option, an offshoot road, and they took the offshoot road, and look, yo, I look at this team, and I'm like, yo, we probably would be the number one, we'd probably be in the Celtics spot right now if we had Spider. Cool, I think anybody who say that's a fair argument, because like you had a star who wanted to be here, so now like. He's going to put in that work. that Tibbs is going to demand. So I think like Spider actually probably even becomes a better player here than where he is on Cleveland. But that's neither here nor there. So yes, we become better, but I feel like it's because nobody envisioned us being this good. Is that why everybody had like there was no plan B? Like the front office just failed. Nah, I think the front office was just conservative. I'm not mad. I'm not mad because the resulting products that they have.
They were a little bit more than conservative. Keith, you know why? You can't
Look at that first. Look at that first offer, bro.
But hold on, let me answer. No, forget that. I'm not talking about that, Donovan. You gotta go past that Donovan Mitchell thing. They were willing to pay a price, and they went above it. But they're more than just conservative when it comes to preparing this team. You don't by accident get a ball hawk in Brunson, a ball hawk in Randall, a ball hawk in Hart, a ball hawk in Grimes, a ball hawk in Quickley, a ball hawk. Now Mitch and RJ, I can't give these guys credit for it, although Perry was here. I believe Perry was here, right?
Oh, let's put a little mark on Perry. I'm gonna come back around to Perry.
So
quietly,
they're a little bit more than intentional, Keith. I mean, than conservative. I think this is quite intentional.
No. I think it's intentional, but I also feel like they're conservative. But it's because they had a very clear intent.
Exactly. But you can't say you're conservative.
They came in. They came in knowing what they wanted to build. It's obvious. They went into the draft picking the guys the guys they wanted to pick, traded up and traded back even when they realized that particular guy wouldn't even go in. Like left each and every one of those drafts with the guys they wanted and extra draft capital.
I do think they wanted Maxey. I do think they wanted Maxey.
Yes. Definitely wanted Maxey. They tried because they were conservative. They weren't going to overpay. They tried. It didn't get. But then they had their backup guys who they wanted. What did they do after they tried to move up? They moved back. We don't get Maxey. All right, cool. We getting the guy we definitely wanted, Plan B and the C, and we leave it here with more draft capital. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like.
Hold on.
I feel like none of that was respected.
Hold on, Keith. Let me give you more. They was able to re-sign Mitch for $56 million. Who else has a rim protect locked up for the next year? Okay, come on, Keith. Let me just give you a little more.
This is all the stuff that I'm saving for the postseason that most of these cats said we wasn't going to get to. That's what I was really going to save to unload then, to really unleash. But if you open it up now, yo, let's talk about it. Let's talk about how Mitch was in everybody trade scenarios. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about how Mitch is really the longest tenured Knick, and he's really the project. He's actually physically the project that Cat projected on Frank and Knox. How about that? How about Mitch just being on the floor changes how the other team has to play totally? How about that? How about we got him for under $60 million and that dude is worth every bit of 100? I hear nonsense like, Mitch need to work on his post moves or get a jumper. Mitch don't need to do nothing more than what he's doing right now. You saw what happened to Tatum after he punched his joint early in the game yesterday. Punched his joint, changed Tatum whole game, frustrated his whole game. He ends up getting thrown out the game. You frustrated.
Don't forget Hart. Don't forget Hart. Hart act like he was going through and then double back and picked his pockets. And Tatum said he didn't just do that.
Had nothing for it. But this team, people been calling us mid, our own fans. Even while actual commentators and stuff are coming around on the team, I got fans still saying, the mid three, we middling around, all kind of mid nonsense. Like, what happened?
So tell me something.
Is this what a mid team does?
So tell me something. Is it by accident now that Quickley is getting into the lane, but all of a sudden he's not picking up his dribble anymore? He's dribbling it 60 times in the lane now, and now he realizes, if I keep the ball dribbling, things start happening. And now players that's Brunson. He's just following. He's just doing what Brunson does.
And Brunson is in Derrick Rose's ear. Or I should say Derrick Rose is in Brunson's ear. And I could tell that heavy. But I'm gonna say this: you brought up IQ. Watch that kid. I think that might be the star we need to flourish from. Like that might be the star candidate.
So let me remind you this. I think Deep Bay is on it. I have said on here, and I will double down on this. This is absolutely Jalen Brunson's team. Remember now. When Derrick Rose was the most amazing player in the world, Jalen Brunson was over there becoming the most amazing player in the state of Illinois. It's evident he probably had a very close relationship, and his access to Derrick Rose was probably immense. So as he has his coming out party, and you package everything around him, right? I mean, you really roll in that. This is Jalen Brunson's rollout on the Garden. Why not have his mentor on the bench, who hasn't played a minute, who hasn't complained? Like this is not by mistake. I'm sure Rose will be bought out tomorrow. Why would he just be sitting at the end of the bench as great as his career is? Because some people because Derrick Rose might say, listen here, I'm gonna do that for y'all, but y'all make sure I'm taken care of in New York for the rest. I realize to have access to an NBA arena, I could go back to Chicago, but who knows what's gonna happen here. Y'all stay here in New York. I'll stay here forever and sit on your bench like Udonis Haslem for the rest of my life. It's something special going on in New York when vets aren't saying, get me bought out. Let me go to the media. What do you mean I'm not? Keith, take over, please.
Dude, I don't even have to. You saying it. These are the things. These are the actual things that I feel like cats don't look at. Like, they champion Derrick Rose's name, and Tibbs puts him in the game at the end of the game, and he's smiling. He's smiling, cheek. You know what I'm saying? Ear to ear.
He came out gunning. He came out to get the fans what they wanted to.
But understand though, like it's really. I honestly feel like there's something special going on this team, bro. There's something special. There's something special in this, and those little nuances are not being appreciated for what they are.
And I was in. Hold on, let me talk to Freeze for a sec. And I was intentionally being a little soft. I wanted you know me. I'll throw punches, but I got the feeling good. And if you think we feeling too good, then we look forward to you chin checking us because you ain't pop in for nothing. This is a takeover.
It's a takeover. It's a takeover.
It's a takeover.
And I got What happened? What's the word? What's the word?
No, we figured you coming in to take us over.
What was the word that was used? That was used for the front office, Freezie. What you called it? It was inept or incompetent. What was that? Inept. Yeah, they were inept in your plan. You're 100% right. They were inept in my plan. Actually, they weren't inept in my plan because my plan is the 2004 Pistons, and it's looking like that's what's going down.
Oh, we not the 2004 Pistons. Stop it, bro.
Full team building, baby.
Larry Brown.
Full team building. I'm not talking about specifically those players. I'm talking about how that team was constructed. I'm talking about how that team was constructed. And the bookmark I wanted to leave on Perry was that Perry was also in that front office. So I understand what the vision is.
Joe Dumars.
We're building a whole team. We're building a full team, bro. We got one of the deepest mobs in the league, if not the deepest. We don't even need a superstar. What we need is one other cat to be at Randall or Brunson's.
Based on your model, because you said the 04 Pistons.
Yeah.
Based on your model,
no. We need one more star. We need one more Randall. We need one more Randall or JB. We need one more.
What star did the Pistons have? Point them out.
I don't think we got one All-Star.
But
what are you talking about?
Said we need one more. But when
at the talent level of Randall or JB. Talent level of Randall or JB. And that person needs to either emerge or we need to trade for them. I have a good bet, and my eye is on Quickley as being that player to emerge as that.
No, my issue with it is I think we're giving the front office too much credit for whatever it is that's happening. I would just merely like to point out the fact that
how you can't give them credit for that.
Julius Randle's play on the court.
So what? So they believed in him.
You're right. Yeah, I know.
So why would you give him credit?
They got him a Wusa coach. Whoever that coach is, whoever that lady is on the sideline, that when Randle about to have a meltdown and Randle go talk to her and Randle start taking the Wusa coach.
Yeah. Do what he needs to do to stay calm. Yeah. Good for him.
Right. But what I'm saying is I just like to give the players on the floor credit and not give credit to the organization.
What you mean? Yeah, the players got to get it done, definitely. But there's somebody who makes a game plan for them. There's somebody who actually gets the person who makes the game plan for them. There's somebody who actually gets the players who can execute those game plans, and you got to give those people credit.
Right. What I'm saying, I'm not buying into the new Rose order. I'm not buying into the new Rose order. What I'd like to say is
Rose order.
I like the fact that Jalen Brunson came here and took his game to the next level, and I understand that the new Rose order was the orchestrator of getting him here. Right? I understand that. I understand the new Rose order is the ones that sacrificed the second round to get Jalen Brunson here. Right?
Well, whatever. Okay.
But what I'm saying is we had no idea that Jalen Brunson was going to be this guy once he got here with Randall.
Some of us did. Some of us did. This guy. You
thought he was going to be
this guy who wanted Brunson since the middle of the last season. This guy.
Right. You thought he was going to be 25 points a game. With you, I just didn't see that.
I will show you tweet. I didn't say 25 points a game, and he's not at 25 points.
I'm sorry, 24.1 and 25.
I'm just saying, but I thought he would be at 20 and 7. That's what I put on wax.
And you know what? And I agree with you. You, for the most part, you and I agree. I thought he was going to be a 17 and 7 guy. And I was wrong, not because of Jalen Brunson's inability to be a 24-point per game scorer. I just thought RJ Barrett would take the next step. I assumed, and you know what happens when you assume. You leave receipts out there for that.
Same thing I was telling some people too when everybody was pronouncing him, RJ got the keys, I was like, y'all need to slow down, because what's going to happen is RJ is going to turn into next season's Randall. Y'all going to turn him into next season's Randall.
Real talk, RJ Barrett is the future of New York Knicks basketball, bro.
Well, I'm wondering where these keys. He lost the keys. He can't find them because y'all say he had the keys.
But he's human. We've all lost our keys before.
Bro. Oh, now he's human. But Randall wasn't human last season, though, right? When he just had a down year. Like Randall wasn't human.
Hey, Marsha Clark, your cross-examination is headed in the wrong direction. What I'm saying is I agree with you on some of your stuff. I just don't agree with the new Rose Order, right?
You don't have to agree with them.
Right, because I think the new
You're gonna enjoy the wins though.
Because of Randall Brunson and the guys on the floor, and I like to give
who they got, who they put together.
Right, the new Rose Order.
Yeah, who they put together, the guys they put together.
Who you talking about? Nerlens Noel, Alec Burks,
well,
Kemba Walker,
yeah. And they admittedly they made mistakes like as anybody would make, and they corrected them. And
that's the point.
In great fashion, I think too. Like I feel like they actually corrected them in a lot more ease than a lot of you said that it would take. What happened?
I agree with you. Only thing I would like to do though, Free Keith, if you don't mind, is I don't want to change our monetary system over to the new Rose Order simply because Julius Randle and Jalen Brunson are playing at an all NBA level. That's all. I understand you believe in a new Rose Order and you want to change our religious belief systems and change our monetary values over because of Leon Rose and World Wide West. What I'm saying, what I'm ultimately getting at is, how about the dudes that actually play in between the lines? How about give them some credit as opposed to just assuming they're being puppeted by Geppetto? You know,
it's so weird.
Your argument is
when things go wrong, though. When things go wrong with those same guys, who do y'all blame? Y'all don't blame the guys. Y'all blame the coach and the front office. So it's weird that you say that.
I listened to you for 30 minutes. Basically say that Pinocchio is a boy and not made of wood. That's basically what I heard when I heard you do the new Rose Order narrative. Bro, give the players on the floor credit, bro. Randall is playing the best season of his career. Jalen Brunson is playing the best season of his career. Emmanuel Quickley is playing the best basketball. Mitchell Robinson is playing the best basketball of his career. If we do the order in which people get credit, how about we do players, coaches, and then the new Rose Order? But just to say the new Rose Order,
I don't care how you want it. Okay, I don't care how you want to position it. Like, but everybody falling in line for credit, though.
Bro, Pinocchio.
Everybody falling in line.
Pinocchio is not a boy. Pinocchio is wood.
Here's my fear. Here's my fear about all this narrative, though. Because if you're saying we can only be this good for these guys, is when you say the best of their career, would this be their new baseline? Because
see, that's what I don't like saying.
Hey, let's go there then. What I would say to you, this GI, if this is Julius Randle's baseline, maybe we should consider the star search. If this is Jalen Brunson's baseline, maybe we should reconsider the star search, right? Maybe
the star search, it doesn't end. What do you mean you consider it?
No. Listen to what I'm saying. See, because you throwing the Geppetto thing in there, like you go to try to make Pinocchio dance. Nah, listen. This is what I'm saying. If this is the baseline to like what G.I. said, right? Then the type of star that we search for is different. As opposed to searching for a savior, right? Now we search for a compliment.
That's what I've been saying.
Okay. All right. I'm merely because
what I'm saying is we're building a team. We're building this team to the point that we may not need to get that superstar to be able to compete for a chip. What we just need is another complement and piece at the level of JB and Randall.
Right, or maybe.
And that person, I feel like it may not have to come from the outside. I feel like if your boy RJ ever grabs any kind of consistency, you know what I'm saying? If he fully accepts his role and fits in like everybody else is, I feel like he could be a candidate, and I feel like IQ has made himself a candidate through his work as well.
And I want to say this. I want to bring this to the equation. Though I love RJ Barrett, right? When I look at 22-year-old Jalen Brunson, he was not as good as RJ Barrett. And when I look at 22-year-old Julius Randle, he was not as good as RJ Barrett at the same age, right? But also, with that said, what I would like to do is introduce a
I don't
new
know about
name.
Jules.
I just want to
Jules had more skills.
Still does.
But they wasn't on
Will
the
jump higher.
Yeah, you know what? I listen to Kobe.
But listen, but check out what I'm saying though. I would like to introduce a new person into the third third internal candidate argument. I would like to insert Emmanuel Quickley. I
said IQ.
And I know what I'm saying. I said I didn't say Free Keith. I'm saying I would like to insert Emmanuel Quickley into that third internal candidate thing for that third, because Emmanuel Quickley's defense.
He was one of the two. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Like, I only said him and RJ.
Okay.
That's what. Like, did you think I was saying somebody else?
No. I'm saying from my perspective, because you saying it and you seeing it a certain way doesn't mean that I see it and see it that way and going to say the same thing. What I'm saying is I want to insert this thing in. You know what I'm saying? You know, whatever. I would like
go ahead,
to say
Freeze, because I think what you're going.
Yeah.
I would like to just look at this. When it comes to Emmanuel Quickley's defense, right? Not advanced stats. No, you got to go to a website and pay a subscription and break down certain. When you look at when Emmanuel Quickley guards somebody, do they make or miss shots? Emmanuel Quickley is the second best defender in the NBA, period. When cats take shots against him, either they make or miss. And he's the second best player in the league at that, over a large sample size. But Emmanuel Quickley is known, like Knicks fans do this thing, and it's lazy. They want him to be Lou Williams. They're like, man, we need for him to be a Lou Williams type of, No. Emmanuel Quickley is much more than that. Emmanuel Quickley on our team, for pound, is the most complete player that we have, right? Think about this. It's either Jalen Brunson. Jalen Brunson is all offense and some defensive. He has some defensive issues. Mitch is all defense, and he has some offensive issues that we wish we could work out. But Emmanuel Quickley is the best defender on this team, right? And he's probably the third or fourth best offensive player on this team, which means in my mind, pound for pound, he's probably the most complete player. You know what I'm saying? When you take everything into account. Does that mean he scores 20 points a game? No. Does that mean he's Marcus Smart on defense? No. What it does mean is for what you're getting, he is very, 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 very valuable for what you're getting. You know what I'm saying? And it's not, and I'm not talking about highlight dunks or 10 threes in a game. What I'm saying is on defense, does he make his offensive player miss shots? Yes. He's the second best in the NBA at that. Right? It's a mega miss league. When you tell somebody to play defense, all you want is for their player to miss shots. Right? So Quickley's the second best player at that. And then offensively, he's on some nights, he's our third best offensive player, and some nights he's our fifth best offensive player. But he stays in that range between 3 and 5 offensively. A lot of nights, RJ Barrett is the third best player, right? And certain nights, Josh Hart has been here, right? Some night it might, certain nights it might be Grimes. But what you get on a night-to-night basis is Quickley's defense is going to be elite, and he's going to be a very, very, very good complementary role player and scorer. And for that reason, I would like to put him and RJ Barrett on even footing when we have these. Is RJ Barrett, the third wheel guy going
Me
forward?
personally, I put RJ ahead of. I put IQ ahead of RJ
Okay.
in my estimation of who I feel like is going to blow first.
Okay. Okay.
Like there's very few. There's very everybody talks about this such and such is in the gym all the time. They a gym rat. Blah blah blah. You see cats workout videos, or you hear talk, and you hear talk of what they doing, and but like very few people do you actually see from game to game their actual like the effects of their work. And I feel like IQ is one of those few cats. Like you can't tell me that IQ isn't working. Like he is definitely working, and I'm seeing the results.
Okay. Okay.
This is. I mean, we have a really good problem now because one, our trade value is through the roof. Where 3 months ago, or even probably 3 weeks ago, these guys were hard to move. Now you're seeing a brand of basketball that they're creating. It's not just the other team not being on their good night. And that was with passion while we weren't fully respected. Because we were beating good teams on bad nights. Now it don't matter what you come in there and give. We're going to make you play a style of brand of basketball. You have to relate. So that now speaks to the players in the system. The thing is now, though, when you start to talk about untouchables, right? We could maybe move this piece and make a little bit. We don't want. They're going to want this guy. They're going. I don't know who's. When you got a system running that good, one piece could really change everything. I really think it could be a slow burn. It could be a piece here, piece here. We may see this core team for at least 2 years before anything significant happens.
I feel like they're in a position where they're not like if opportunity arises, they can jump on it. But there's no reason until such time to break up the good thing that's going down. Like you know what I'm saying? Like we're solidly in fifth place right now, knocking on fourth. Like imagine we get into the playoffs in the fourth seed.
I think these fans will get PTSD.
But it's the same team that Cats thought that would even that would be fighting in the play-ins, maybe.
Right.
No big changes except for Hart. Cats look for the flashy moves and not the right moves. Like Hart was the right move. It takes every move ain't the right move, and you make accidents and you have to correct them. Your Noels, your Kembers, even Evan sitting on the bench right now is mistakes. But those right moves, you move to get to those right moves.
Okay.
And we're about to make the playoffs with very minimal changes to the team that we came in this season with that everybody was down on. Wow. And not even just make the playoffs, but be nowhere near the play-in at all.
Okay.
I wish I remembered what it was like in 93, 94, this time of year. We probably were winning a lot of basketball games. But back then we probably expected to win a lot of regular season games. We probably expected to win. So this is when this gets normal. I wonder how some of the Milwaukee Bucks been doing it. The Golden State taking the regular season. Like, how do they take the regular season? I think that's the hard part about the NBA. I think they got to cut back the games. But with that said, this is exciting time to be a Knicks fan. It really is. There's no better time because you're watching it all come together. You gonna say something, Freeze?
No.
And the bandwagon application is about to be closed. Like Like we're about to stop taking new fans. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't just get to come on after 20 years of hurt. Like yo, like that window is closing.
Yeah,
About
because
to
I
check
don't know
people's
why.
papers.
If this team was to end up good in 2 years, I don't know why you would then want to say, well, tell me about the players. Could you imagine only learning about Quickley 2 years from now or Brunson? How did we get this guy? I've been hearing about this Randall guy because he makes the All-Star game, but man, he's really this strong and moves this fast. Man, listen, I don't want to jinx anything, but
That's what you see. Randall, like the changes. Randall playing defense this year. Randall playing defense. It's amazing to me. Him and Mitch are both bullies in the paint now.
First of all,
Right.
nobody's out there if they're not playing defense because Tibbs already showed you don't play if you don't play.
Nah, like he's not playing. Like he was playing last season, and he wasn't playing this kind of defense,
Right.
or at least with that kind of. But like something changed. Something changed with him and with me.
Right. Right. Man. Hey, so my brother Free Keith is attaching his wagons to the new Rose Order, and
It's not about.
I applaud and salute that.
I'm watching a team
Yeah,
get built out. I'm watching a team get built out, and it's not dependent on it's not being built around one or two people. I love that. That's what I'm looking for. I'm sorry, guys. I know it don't go with everybody's star search and like superstars or nothing or bust. I like to see good basketball played like all around, and that's what we got.
Right. Right. Right.
That's what we got.
Hey, Danny B is in the building. What's good, man? I see you out
D
there.
Brizzle, D Breezy, what's goody?
I see y'all out there, man. Salute to y'all. Yeah, man. Hey, so man, so we don't want to give credit to give all the credit to like what percentage of the credit are you giving to the front office?
See, here this percentage stuff. You go ahead and chop it up, yo.
Okay,
They get some.
let me chop it up like this. I'll say I'm giving 50% of the credit to this Knicks success to the players. I'm giving 48% to the coaching staff and everybody that go along with. And then I'm giving 1% to Monica McNutt because hey girl.
Because hey girl.
And then
Because hey girl.
And then I'm giving 1% to the front office. And then I'm giving 1% to the front office, bro.
Yo. Thank you.
Shout out to Monica McNutt.
Shout out Miss McNutt.
And I'm joking about the percentage part. I just did that to kind of get under free.
I ain't look, yo. I'm not even listening to you no more. I'm on such a Knicks high. You can't even. There ain't nothing you can do to me, yo. Like the Knicks, yo, like literally, like I haven't even been this excited for the off season since 2012, yo. Yo. If you still hating right now, you got serious PTSD. I don't know what to tell you. If you mad because your moves, the moves you thought was supposed to be done, wasn't done, or you mad because you thought you always wanted Cam, and you thought that Cam would have worked out, and it's Tibbs for this. Yo, go weep, yo. Go cry. Go somewhere and cry. Let the rest of us enjoy what's going on.
I've been a fan since 1983. I thought this lockout season, and then I'm like, man, why was I so? Do you see how good this basketball is? How could I have been excited about lockout ball with Peyton, with Elf Peyton? I was like, man, we was locked in the house. I was starving, huh? I must have been starving. I would have accepted anything, boy. This basketball here, I'm like, this is so sustainable.
And it's sustainable. It's sustainable.
And I'm
You
like,
just
man,
cheating. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I'm excited.
I said, okay, the shot don't go in. I said, but we got this game underhand, and the Celtics have 94 points. They have 94.
And I dare somebody say something. I dare somebody say, "Oh, but Jalen Brown wasn't playing." I dare somebody to say that because you know what? When we beat them in the Garden, I'm gonna call it the Plan B Garden in Boston. When we beat them in their Garden the last game, we didn't have Mitch. And they had a fully healthy squad.
Next week's game is going to be crazy. You hear me?
It should be. If it's not, I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed. And shout out to my guy Rob the Nick. We was talking earlier about that. Like I'm circling that game on Sunday. It's gonna be a nationally televised game. Like I don't want nobody say that game better be a bomb burner, bro. That better be it. They owe us that.
I think
I know how we're gonna give it up. Yo, Boston better give it up, yo. They better give it up like how we giving it up. I'm looking for a good game on Sunday.
I think this next week makes Boston and New York rivals again. I think Boston becomes
What?
rivalry team for us.
Remember last season?
Philadelphia.
Remember last season when we had beat Boston? We had beat Boston with that RJ last second shot. Oh, yeah, that RJ last second shot. And what did Tatum say? Like his biggest disappointment, his biggest in the season disappointment, and was that game.
Yeah, it's becoming real. Then that block shot Mitch had, that's
it changed his whole outlook on the rest of the game. He was frustrated.
Yeah, we're sending some messages throughout the league, man. This is not fluke basketball. This is unfortunately is passing the eye test, the statistical test, the win-loss test. I just feel bad for Knicks fans that are really going to wait for the media to tell us. And I looked up today and I said, I knew this was going to happen. I was a little mad. I said, because it's a little too early. I looked up. I said, okay, it's a snow day. So they had to get Monica McNutt in. But guess what they know? Everybody snowed in. And where they going? Right to New York. Started right out. I don't think Stephen A. hated. I'm okay with Stephen A.'s opinion. I just wish he said it like this. If it gets to the point that the Knicks can never get past Donovan Mitchell, not just one round this year, not just no one round this year on a team you just put together. If it gets to years down the road and Donovan Mitchell is winning championships, but I don't see that to be true. He was very close on the West several times, and this East is much, much tougher basketball. It's a different brand. He's going to be a rookie in the playoffs this year once he see how Giannis and these boys don't play. So, and the Knicks don't play, and Philly don't play. This is a totally different division. So we'll see how it goes for Mitchell. But I'll be honest, tonight's my last night discussing that because it was Stephen A. who got us on this. So tonight's my last night discussing it.
And we need to give that up too.
Oh, one last thing that I'm not giving up on. Freezie, I ain't giving up on this. I need my 6'9" blanket defender. I need my 6'9" 3 defender. I need.
I got you. You know who I want to target? B.I. I want Brandon Ingram. I feel like he's already a Knick. He got the spirit of a Knick anyway. Like Brandon gets busy, and he tough, and he a good defender. Like I would
I just don't understand how the NBA. They say that they had to step in and help New Orleans on several occasions. They helped them get that #1 pick, Zion. I'm not buying anything else. Um, and now they see that they're stuck with this asset, which is Zion, who is now sat for less than games that he's played, and he has been read up. So trust me, while we may not be happy with RJ, Zion is read up. I don't know how the NBA allows them to move Brandon Ingram when they don't know what's going to happen with Zion.
What you mean? So like RJ? For RJ and some picks? So like RJ? Huh? They compare Zion and RJ back up, get the team back together. You know what I'm saying?
Are you suggesting that because RJ is from Canada, it's the Canadian French Quarter down in New Orleans, that there's maybe some wee connected? RJ Barrett doesn't move the needle for a struggling organization. Y'all can
Why? They did. Look, Hart and Brunson won chips together at Villanova. You know what I'm saying? Yo, Zion and RJ did a bunch of winning together. Put them back together. Get that chemistry up. RJ will probably have a chip on his shoulder. Look, it took Randall 3 teams to get to his like all-star level. It might take RJ the same.
Listen to me. Villanova is on 95. Brunson and them won probably, I would assume, has done very well in the Big East tournament, which is held in MSG. They're coaches from what? New York, New Jersey, the area. They are New York. They will coach Northeast. So it's very natural. I don't understand why people didn't think Brunson was going to step in New York City and not fit in. He played ball in Chicago, so he's played. Listen. But you're not. That doesn't transition to RJ going to taking bully ball to New Orleans, no jump shot. That's not gonna go well.
He got a jump shot, like he just needs. All I'm saying is like RJ either needs to step up, like his timeline has to start to fit what's going on around, and at times he shows that he's on the timeline, but it's his consistency. That's his inconsistency that shows that he's not. He's got to work. You got to be able to depend on what you're getting from him.
Here's the gift that is cursed, that is RJ Barrett. I don't think you can move him, Keith, under the current circumstances, right? Unless you're attaching a bunch of picks to him. And
to get beyond, yeah.
Right, but
you can't move him right now. I think there's a poison pill right now.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. So
I think it's a poison pill right now. Yeah, he's too expensive to move right now for his skill level. So I just need RJ. I need RJ to deliver, man. He gotta step up with the consistency, man.
That's what I'm saying. The only blessing you can hope is RJ gets his trade value up, and that for him to get his trade value up, then he's a major asset to the Knicks.
Yeah, if he gets his trade value up, then I want to keep him. I don't need the trade up. Like as I'm saying, like
this
get to that point.
This does scare me as a Knicks fan, though.
Why?
Because as a Knicks fan, he's our highest pick since 1983. And
he's just a basketball player now.
Let me finish. And we got to gamble on him. And he's gonna be with this organization for at least 15 years. Well, not 15.
No.
He's gonna at least be here 8-9 years. And we're gonna be gambling that whole time. That's not fair to us, man. It's just not fair. It's just not fair.
No, if you just the very idea that you gambling on a 3rd round pick, like to me, like if you gamble that he was a wrong pick, like that. Look at what happened with KP. Cats got off him. There's problems. Got off him. Like you can't be attached.
I don't believe Obi's going to get moved until next year trade deadline when you absolutely have to move. because his contract is up. CAA
Mm.
is his people's, and they want to help him get his bird rights to the next team. Obi's definitely getting moved by next. But
Mm.
if Obi doesn't get moved by next trade deadline, for his bird rights to move with him to give him a chance to get re-signed, then this whole thing that we say the plan, there isn't a plan because that's how they bail out. Same thing with Cam. They sat Cam on that bench until it was time to move him for him to move his bird rights, and they waited to get the best thing that they can get and move. They're gonna hold Obi out unless something comes smoking for Obi. They're gonna be like, you know what, you better take that. Obi will not. Obi won't get him his next contract with the Knicks. Quickly's getting his next contract with the Knicks. Grimes is getting his next contract with the Knicks, and that's it for now.
Dude, I feel like for the right opportunity, we may not see Grimes and OB
No,
here.
no, Obi, you're not seeing. Oh, you saying for the right offer? I don't know about
I'm
Grimes,
t-
man. Grimes,
See, that's the part that don't get figured in. The NBA is very fluid, yo. It's very fluid, and
yeah.
opportunity presents itself. Like cats didn't even realize they was going to trade Spider.
You know what? Let me shut up then, because if Tibbs allows Grimes to get moved, then that player that comes in is going to be so defensive. So let me shut up. Because I don't know what Grimes is getting moved
Thank you.
for. I don't know what Grimes is getting moved
I'm not. I'm
for.
not saying. I'm not saying. I mean, I'm not saying like I want Grimes moved or like I see something for him, but like I definitely see like Grimes could be moved if
That
for the
boy threw
right situation.
that boy threw some defense on Bradley Bill down the
Yo,
stretch.
frustrating defense. And you can see Bradley wanted to look like he wanted to fight him. Looked
He's
like he
one of those
wanted
dudes
to
that gets
fight him.
that low. He gets that low base and that low center of gravity. He just like, I'm not going for none of that yo-yo stuff, none of that monkey stuff. If you want to go all the way around, and he's got that long wingspan, so he knows. You want to go all the way out there, then you're going to change your angle to the basket, and then I could turn. But right here, I see where you're most dangerous. I'm going to stop you from going right here. And those legs lock in, and you're not getting by him. And his hands, his eye coordination, the way he moves on the court, I see now. I was like, some things started happening after. I see why they ain't giving up on this boy. I
Yeah,
see, man, this kid.
and that's what I was saying. Like, yo, like give the season time to cook, and maybe you will be able, maybe we'll be able to see what the front office's opinion was about these guys, why they wouldn't just throw all of them in a trade. And now we're seeing it.
And everybody
I'm,
has progressed. You can't say the Knicks don't develop
well,
players. Everybody.
RJ is another. I'm just. We got to keep mentioning RJ in there. I feel like he went back. He's going backwards a little bit. Like
Here's the problem, Keith.
I think he got too much. It's something that he's trying to prove or something.
Keith, let's do this. RJ was stronger than everybody in college. He came with that same grown man strength, so he was stronger than everybody in college. He never showed crossover moves. He never showed a high level of handles. He didn't
Didn't
take
have
time
to.
running the point. He didn't take time. Zion ran more point guard than he did. And then they said RJ has a very suspect jump shot. And what makes you more uncomfortable about his jump shot is that he's a very poor free throw shooter. He came out of college a poor free throw shooter. He was a poor free throw shooter his rookie season. They drafted a project that didn't pan out. Period.
Nobody was calling him a project though.
You had to though because fans weren't being real. They didn't look in the
Nobody, yo,
mirror.
I don't hear nobody say that. I ain't hear not one person say that they
I,
thought that RJ was
I,
a project.
I have a blessing to go to be connected to three cats went to Duke Fuqua School, their business school, and they all said they were in school while RJ was there, and they said, listen, they all said that boy can't shoot. They always talked about the fact that he can't shoot. Because remember, they're analyzing their team. And remember, they play in them zones. So if you get a good team with a long zone, I don't care how athletic you are, you can't be getting over nobody. So they always said that was RJ's weakness. Teams started to lag off him because all he do was just muscle to the bucket. So I know cats who said RJ could never shoot. They say he could never shoot though. No, and I look at them and I was like, I forgot those dudes. And I look at them and say nobody talked about the fact that he couldn't shoot. They just hyped him up.
And I felt like that he was. I felt like that was the reason why they lost that March Madness run too.
Couldn't shoot. Them zones was nice. Zion couldn't just be bullying and all the time, but he was still getting his. But he needed to kick out the people. And Zion would attack the hole, make a big mess, kick it out to RJ, and then RJ would attack the hole and make a bigger mess. RJ has no mid-range. There was about maybe 3 weeks where he would dribble and stop in the mid-range, and I don't know. He doesn't look bad as a player. I just don't think he's. I don't think he's in
He'll have games. He'll have games where his shot is just falling and he look like an all-star. He might give you a run of games like that, maybe 4 or 5, and then like, where'd you go, RJ?
The frustrating part with me is the fact that he won't stick lower on his hamstrings, pause, in defense. He stays popping all the way up on them big, stupid, blurt shoulders, and the play goes behind him, and he can't get his body moving backwards. He looks like a stick figure at times.
Dude,
I mean,
I'm tired of seeing cats just blow by your mans, yo.
Because he won't stay low enough. He gets that weight up under his shoulders, and he tries to turn, and it's just not happening for him, Keith. It's just completely not happening for him.
And I wouldn't even be so mad at that if he wasn't talking about like how much he wants to be a two-way player and like he's gonna guard the best player. Come on, man! Like you're selling me wolf tickets, bro.
Well, he's looking for some grace. He's looking for some
But
grace.
this is what I'm saying. I feel like he's in his head right now. Like that dude. Like it seems like he just goes out there. He forces up some shots to try to get to like 20 points.
He can't understand how they have calculated his moves.
Because he's one dimensional. And he don't have and his handle needs work.
He didn't have handles coming out of college, Keith. He
Nope. Because he didn't need to. Yeah, I don't know. Like, yeah. That was definitely fool's gold, I think. Like, not that he shouldn't have came out in that, like he shouldn't have been a third pick, bro.
I don't think that one. I've never said RJ shouldn't have been the third pick. That one, I just think the Knicks just couldn't get lucky. You gonna pick Shea Gildress? I don't think you would.
I cannot believe they walked away with Frank and SGA was in that damn trap.
No. Frank draft was Donovan Mitchell. That's another reason.
Oh, my fault. Yeah, my fault. Yeah, you're right. That was the Donovan Mitchell.
That's the Kevin Knox draft you're talking about. You can't believe we walked away with Kevin Knox instead of SGA.
Instead of SGA, yo, like we walked away with Kevin Knox. We walked away with Kevin motherfucking Knox. And we walked away with Frank, and this dude got fired.
All right, Paris Duggar. Hold on, Paris Duggar. RJ's problem isn't shooting. Hold on. Let me get RJ's real shooting percentages. Because he takes a lot of shots. So if his problem isn't shooting percentages, he would be one of the best players in the NBA. Uh, 20, 23. You know what? Paris Doug is right. Paris Doug is right. So what is he saying? Paris Doug, he's making too many mistakes on offense? Let me see.
Well, he passes off. He passes off open dudes all the time, and he is a.
Paris
He's
Duggan. No. Paris Duggan. No. RJ Barrett is shooting 42% from the floor. Jalen Brunson is shooting 50% of the floor, and RJ is taking almost as many shots as Brunson. RJ Barrett is taking. He's shooting 33% from three. He's taking almost 6 threes a game. Lord Jesus. And he gets to the line and only shoots 75%. I shouldn't say only 75% because it could be so much worse. It has gotten better. But
that's actually better.
His problem is shooting. His problem shooting and his defense. His problem shooting 33% from three, and you getting 6 attempts a game, man. You got to take that up to 36. You got to hit one more game. You hit one more game, RJ's everything changes for him. And he's getting the same attempts every game. He's been getting the same attempts for 3 years. He's been getting the same looks from the floor.
And watch, he's going to do this. He's going to do the same thing that he does every season. Like, I feel like he's going to play really well to end out the season. That's the only benefit to this portion of time I think he's going to. But it's that kind of inconsistency that's really going to keep him from being a dependable player as like a third option or this that. He has to get his consistency down, and Paris Doug is right about his IQ on offense. He's actually not a bad playmaker, and I wish he would focus on that more.
No, he looks like.
May I interject, bro? May I interject, man? I hate disagreeing with Free Keith because it seemed like when we off the air, we agree on everything, and then when we get on the air, I always find a way to disagree with Free Keith. And it's not really
miraculously.
Yeah, it's like I only do this so that I can get camera time, but it's not that, right? And my thing with RJ Barrett, I've been saying this for like a couple of years, is RJ Barrett won't pass the basketball. And there's nothing you can do. No matter how much you improve your skills passing the ball or your playmaking ability, if you just won't do it, it don't matter, right? We could say like all these types of things about RJ Barrett, but RJ Barrett passes the basketball 8 times out of 100 chances. And that's not something I just made up. That's data.
Mm-hmm.
That's data. That's stats. That's facts. Right? Because like what you said, RJ Barrett is a very, very capable playmaker, right? My only deal is even if he can do it, doesn't mean he will.
That's what I'm saying. I wish he would focus on that.
Yeah. I'm with you. I wish RJ Barrett was a unselfish player. Let me put it that way.
Go ahead and facilitate. Yo, you drop a few. You see that you don't got it going. Like go ahead and facilitate. You spend the whole game trying to get your shot together for just the last 3 minutes of the game.
Right. He won't pass, bro. Matter of fact, I'm gonna look at his. I'm gonna see if I can find his assist total.
And I see why you do that. I see what Paris Doug is saying. Paris Doug is saying he would shoot. Well, he's saying we're both right. I'm saying this is percentage, and he's saying Ghetto. If he shoots better shots, he'll shoot a higher percentage. I hope that's true because until he does it,
I agree with that too. His shot selection is off because he be forcing shots. Like it seems sometimes like he just goes out there to try to get like to 20 points. Like that's his whole goal, and he take the worst shots.
But
and lift people off.
But have you ever, as a little guy, sometimes when I got going to the hole, it was easier for me when I saw, so I'd be going to the hole, and I'd be seeing I'm a little bit out of control, and I probably don't have the best angle. But I see because of how the big men are clashing on me, as long as I get it up there, my Mitchell Robinson was going to get the rebound. So that was almost like an assist. You think he does that at times? Because Mitch does clean up a lot of his stuff. In fact, Mitch probably gets them. It's almost like Mitch, like, oh, there go RJ, go into the hole. Here come my opportunity to touch.
Yeah.
But
Hey, so,
he do get lobs from him though. He do get lobs from him.
Occasionally, like once a month.
But do you think that's true? And you think Mitch figured out that RJ doesn't shoot and he misses?
I feel like
a lot of
Mitch, he might not say it publicly, but like I know Mitch knows which guys like when they shoot, like which ones he gets more excited for. I know. I feel like RJ is definitely one of them.
All right. Hey, just real quick, Paris Duggar, thank you for the just contribution. Paris Duggar says, bad shot selection is going to kill your shot percentage. Yeah, man. And then plus, we got to get out of here, man. We got to roll, man. It's getting kind of. I got to some stuff. I gotta work.
I was getting so sleepy too.
Yeah, man. So, hey, thank you everybody for coming through, hanging out with us. Thank you to Free Keith for pointing out that Rose's front office is the new Rose Order. That's how I'm gonna. That's their moniker now going forward. That way, I won't have to say all of their names at once.
Cool.
The new Rose Order.
Call me a part of the new Rose Order.
No, you ain't changing my monetary system. It's changing my.
I'm definitely part of the new Rose Order. in Rose we trust.
In Rose we trust, right? All right. Hey, thank y'all everybody for coming out and hanging out with us. Peace, y'all.